I believe every gun has a story behind it. And the gun you're going to see in this video has an incredible story behind it. Stay tuned, sit back and relax, because this goes back to World War II. A man I interviewed, and you'll see inserts in this video of the man I interviewed, a World War II American soldier who stormed Omaha Beach. Day 2, he was there. The American front was only about a quarter mile, maybe a half mile in. And you'll hear it in his own words as I insert an older video I did with him. He's passed away now. He passed away a few weeks ago. And now this gun is in my possession, which is going to be going to a museum. It's so special. So he, about a quarter mile in, and he hears noise in the bushes, a German soldier, and he takes his Garand, puts it up to his head, and you'll hear it in his own words, and the German soldier gave himself up, and this was granted to our American hero. Like I said, you'll hear his voice in this video. He's passed on, and this is in my possession now, which will go to a museum, and we're going to study it in this video. This is a Mauser 7.65 32, and it's in mint condition. I doubt the German ever even shot this gun. That's how perfect it is, because if you think of it, it was only day 2 of the invasion. Well, maybe he shot it, but why would he shoot a sidearm? But what a story this is. Enjoy it. Talk about the story behind the gun. Here's a good story. And I thank every American who serves in the military. This is a tribute to the American military and the strength we have. Welcome to WeaponsEducation.com. Let's start off the video with just having a glance at the gun. And it's made by Mauser. At the time, you know, they were really a big portion of World War II and furnishing arms to the Germans. So this particular pistol was the sidearm used by the majority of the Germans, from what I understand, and we'll get into more details here in a moment. But I just want to show you the gun and just look at it. I think it's a pretty modern design for 1935. We're going to get into nitpicking it in a moment, but look at both sides. And now what I want to do is, because I interviewed the actual American hero, the soldier who went and stormed Omaha Beach, as I said, and he apprehended this from a German soldier, and in his own words, he's going to tell you exactly how he got this. And I'll show you the letter here in a moment from the U.S. government giving him approval and clearance to take this back to the United States. That's kind of like a medal of honor, you know, because he got that German soldier, which was within the United States territory at that point, was within that quarter mile. Our military was already past that after we stormed Omaha Beach. So let's go right to that. And remember, this man has now passed away, and the family wants me to have this firearm, and this firearm is going to a museum, and I have to figure out which one in the United States this will go to. Let's hear it from my friend. God bless him, he's passed away now, and God bless every American soldier. Let's hear it from his own mouth how he got this gun. And then ultimately you went to Omaha Beach, correct?
Right.
Let's talk about that. June 6th was D-Day?
We got to Omaha Beach about June 8th. The invasion was June 6th, and we got there, I think it was June 8th or the 9th, I'm not sure which.
Okay, Sergeant Barron, you saw the movie Saving Private Ryan?
Yes.
How accurate was that?
It was Pretty accurate, I would say very accurate. I mean, so that German pillbox they had sitting getting up on Omaha Beach with the slits where they where they really mowed us down. I mean, not us, but the division before that went in. It was either, I think, the 27th or 29th.
Visually, what did it look like visually to you, the beach 2 days after the initial invasion?
Oh, well,
that must have been gruesome.
Yes, it was. But they cleaned up, they took away the bodies and all that. But all I remember, the ride going from there in the trucks, dead cows that was just on their backs laying in the grass, and their legs were sticking up, looks like broomsticks. It was very...
Now the front line was how far inland?
Oh, I would say roughly 2, 3, maybe 4 miles.
That's not too far. So.
No, we can hear the artillery. And those 88, the German 88s, they call it mortar 88s.
Now, you thought the area was cleared out now because the front was 2 miles inland.
Right.
And you were telling me a story of a German.
Yes, if somehow it was resting. It was in the afternoon, I don't know what time, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock, 4 or 2 o'clock, I don't know. But I was resting and I heard rustling in the bushes.
How far away?
Oh, 10 feet,
close.
12 feet, fairly close, maybe 15 feet, very close. And I went for my weapon, and this guy comes out with his hands up in the air. And of course I went up to him and I removed he had a sidearm, he had a Mauser, German Mauser.
And we have the gun. We're going to show you the actual gun that was awarded to you. We'll talk about that.
I removed his, and I still have it, and all these years I kept it hidden, and
you had that all these years.
I had it
Let me ask you this. What did he say? He had some words?
He said something in German, but I'm of the Jewish faith, and I could pick up what he said, that nicht Ruski, not Ruski. I guess they didn't want to go to the Russian front, because the Russian front, they didn't take any prisoners. They go bam, they took a prisoner, bam. So nicht Ruski.
So he surrendered.
He surrendered.
You took his firearm.
I took his sidearm, and I've had it all these years.
And how did you ultimately get it? Because you must have gave it to your commanding officer, correct?
Oh, well, I told my commanding officer, I showed it to him, and he gave me a letter quoting the articles of war, or whatever it was, that I could take it home as a enemy trophy, captured as an enemy trophy. Words to that.
Thank you so much for sharing the stories, and everyone in America thanks you for your service and across the world. Thank you.
Well, the heroes are the ones who didn't come back.
We'll leave it at that. Thank you.
There you have it, straight from the mouth of the man who apprehended this gun, and what an amazing hero. I love the way he finished his comments with, the true heroes are the ones who did not come home. So with that said, let's focus in on this firearm. And myself, Tom, the host of Weapons Education, for all the people in the world watching this, I am honestly not an expert on these older guns, but I have spoken to experts, and this is a museum piece, and these are the things they look for. So we're going to start with Tammy, my wife is here, thank you, from the left front, and we're going to really zoom in as close as possible, and we want to look at the proof marks, because this gun is in mint condition. I mean, there is absolutely, as you'll see as we go through the gun, there is no scratches, nothing wrong with this gun. Now let's start with this. If you can see that, it says Mauser. Okay, really close. Then it says Mauser work A.G Oberknopf A.N, perfectly clear. Model, capital H, capital S, little c. Now my research tells me this stands for Han Selbach Spanner or self-cocking hammer. I'm not going to shoot the gun. It's a museum piece. I'm not going to disassemble it. So there you have that. Now what makes guns more valuable from this era is if there's a proof mark here. Now please zoom in as really close as you can if this camera can pick it up in high def. And this says W, capital W, little e, 7.65. Now there's books on these guns that tell you the value of the actual firearm. But how do you put a value on this gun? Let's say they say it's worth $600, which I think is around the price that it's probably worth. But how do you put a value on a gun that was actually apprehended live on Omaha Beach with the man and the letter I'm about to show you that he got from the United States of America? It's who knows what a collector would pay. Those of you out there who are collectors of antiques, chime in and tell me what you think it's worth. I honestly don't know. Now on this side, before I flip it over, and what I notice, okay, there's a safety mechanism here. It's got some serrations. Okay, and so the S, it looks like the S, someone went over it with some white type of marking paint or something way back when, in 1942 or so, whatever the date was. And what I find interesting also is when I look inside the magwell, I have to use a flashlight. So let me pause and get a flashlight. Take a look at the inside of the magwell, and it's the inside of the grip, this wooden grip. It's quite interesting, the design. Serial numbers here, no serrations on the front, no serrations on the back. And see, on the other side, what I'm told is, see right here, it's a Power Attack Spartan, one of my favorite flashlights. Right here, there's a logo. I don't know what it is. It's very readable, it's very clear, it's just a logo marked in there, so I just don't know what it is. So those of you who are antique gun collectors, please chime in and try to help me with this mystery, because I want to find a museum or get this to someone who respects it and puts it in a place on display in the world for the history of it to be told. Let me show you the letter it came with right now. Here is the certificate in which Sergeant Lewis Barron, the gentleman you've seen in the video, God bless him, he's passed away, was awarded this gun. And back then, what they did on May 28th, 1945, they gave him this paperwork to say it's legal for him to bring it back to the United States. And this item referred to is this one Mauser caliber 7.65 and the serial number, and it's signed by this gentleman here. And a very special story authenticated with this. Let me know what you think. This is really a tribute to the American soldier. Thank you. My name is Tom. Please share the video, and if you have any ideas for me or museums in which you think would appreciate this piece, let me know. Thumb it up and check it out. Bye bye.